So in the last video, we talked about market conditions and how they influence buying behavior that we're seeing today. Now we'll take a look at demographics and see what role they play. Of all of the consumers who bought a car after submitting a new vehicle quote request, nearly 54% bought a different brand, either new or used. This is Q1 2013 data, but 2012 data was very similar. This again reinforces that the consumer is considering more than one brand in the funnel. Looking at some specific areas, you can see that household income has a significant impact on committed, ranging from over 60% brand affection down to below 50% brand affection, a gap over 10%. Age of head of household has even a larger gap of almost 17 percentage points. And if we showed all levels of these trend lines, you would see that they are linear. Gender is an influence, but not as much as others. Now let's take a look at some other interesting data points. Looking at a couple of vehicle segments, again, we see a huge variance within the SUV and within the non-luxury car segments. Geography shows the West being more committed than the other three regions. Minority consumers are less committed, but look at what we see when we break down the minority segment and look at how committed an Asian consumer is to their lead brand. So we've just seen at a high level how demographics affects commitment. Let's take a look at how loyalty fits into the big picture. On the left-hand column, you'll see the top 10 most committed brands from Q1 Auto by Tel results. The right-hand side is the top 10 from our Q1 Polk loyalty rankings. They calculate loyalty as a consumer buying the same brand as their last purchase. You can see in the black that we share 70% of the same brands, indicating to us that what a consumer currently owns also impacts buying what they initially requested. So for example, on the left-hand side, Subaru. Out of all the other brands, for a consumer who submits a Subaru request, they are most likely to buy a Subaru versus any other brand. On the right-hand side, let's take Ford for instance. For a consumer who presently owns a Ford, they're more likely than any other brand to buy a Ford once again. And when we look at consumers submitting a new car request but buying a used car, we pick up Mercedes, BMW, and Lexus.